Basha stated that a chief prosecutor appointed by Rama would mean the end of investigations into the Prime Minister's criminal gangs. The Dutch ambassador to our country has declared her observations that the country's government displays a lack of intent towards implementing the justice reforms. The Prime Minister has confirmed that there are currently 36,000 job positions available within public administration across a broad range of categories. Good evening. It's 6 o'clock on Thursday, the 23rd of November 2017. Welcome and thank you for joining us tonight for the English edition of Aura News, bringing you the day's national top stories translated into English 6 days a week. As the debate over the mandate for the chief prosecutor heightens, Basha says the Democratic Party will not allow Prime Minister Rama to make a new appointment. A chief prosecutor appointed by the majority, according to Basha, means the end of the investigation on what he calls the criminal domes in power. We will not allow Rama to name the new chief prosecutor, said Basha. The Democratic chief Basha said that the events of the last 24 hours, where an arrest warrant was issued for several former police directors, clearly showed that Albania was transformed into a crime zone, with a Prime Minister whose strategy it is to protect gangs and keep them in power. Albania, a free-for-all zone for crimes and gangs, said Basha. Basha claims that in the current day, organised crime is a serious threat to Albania's national security, with the risk of bringing deep political, social and economic destabilisation to the country. Rama turned the police into a structure of criminal organisations, said Basha. Basha said that with an independent prosecutor and justice, the Prime Minister knows that he cannot escape and the day will come that he will be brought to justice for his actions. Llalla has given a speech for the press following the publication of the Democratic Party's lobbying contracts for the June 25 elections. Llalla urged the prosecution to immediately initiate investigations into the funds and called on Basha to act with greater transparency. To make contracts with lobbying firms is in violation of the law, said Llalla. Llalla said that this amount is larger than what the Democratic Party declared to the CEC and that, given the circumstances, this has resulted in a violation of the law. The amount spent by the Democratic Party is greater than that which they declared, said Llalla. Llalla demanded that the opposition leader be forced to face justice in order to clarify the responsibilities he has in regards to this issue. Democratic MP Agron Shehai and Socialist MP Erion Brace clashed at the meeting of the Economics Commission held today. The cause was seen as Brace not allowing more time for Shehai to speak. The situation saw Agron Shehai begin a speech saying, "Mr. Chairman, I admit I do not have much experience in politics and I certainly have no experience with this committee. However, the behaviour I witnessed from you in this commission," at which point Erion Brace interrupted, stating, "Thank you very much, but you cannot evaluate my behaviour. We are not gathered here for me, I'm sorry." A security officer intervened to ensure no physical clash between Brace and Shehai occurred, as has been seen recently by MPs from Kosovo's parliament. The cameras were rolling at the moments when a guard employee moved Shehai away and MP Anastas Angeli removed Brace from the scene. The tense situation continued for several minutes as two members of parliament exchanged replies. Agron Shehai then removed himself from the commission, as did the other DP MPs. Subsequently, the deputies returned to the meeting of the Economics Commission, where the Minister of Justice had begun reporting. The Dutch ambassador to Albania has commented on her observations that there is a lack of will to implement justice reform. According to Devi van der Weerd, one of the facts delaying the process for electing civil society members to the High Council of Prosecution and the High Judicial Council has not occurred. For Devi van der Weerd, this is an indication of lack of will. "You must elect the members from civil society," said Devi van der Weerd. The Dutch diplomat made this statement while promoting the book The Strasbourg Court Jurisprudence from authors Lady Bianco, a European Court of Human Rights jurist, and Odeta Kumbaro. The purpose of this publication is to further develop understanding of the standards that form the basis of European public order. According to the President of the Supreme Court, Jezair Zaganyori, and the Chair of the School of Magistrates, Sokol Sadushi, this book brings valuable experience from the Strasbourg Court to assist in developing a strong justice system and educating students. Our text reflects the most modern, progressive standards, said Zaganyori. This is the fourth edition of the Strasbourg Jurisprudence book and comes 10 years after the last publication in 2007. The book was promoted in absence of the two authors who were in Strasbourg. The President of the Republic, Ilir Meta, met today with the President of the Republic of Slovenia, Mr. Borut Pahor, in Ljubljana. President Meta once again congratulated President Pahor on his re-election. He went to express his gratitude for the comprehensive support that the President and Slovenia have given Albania, not only in the bilateral plan, but also in the framework of the European integration process for the entire Western Balkans region. Both leaders praised the latest progress and developments in the Balkans and shared the same opinion on the need for better harmonisation and coordination of attitudes and actions of the countries within the region. They appreciated the important role that the Brdo Briuni initiative can play in this direction, as well as maintaining the EU's focus on the Western Balkans with concrete steps towards integration. President Meta also expressed his confidence that Slovenia's support in opening the negotiations for EU accession would be significant and would encourage the continuation of reforms, fulfilling necessary criteria and standards. President Meta invited President Pahor for an official visit to Albania, an invitation that was received with pleasure and is expected to be realised in the coming months. The country currently has 36,000 job openings for positions in public administration, with appropriate candidates being sought after across the country. The number of job vacancies was confirmed by Prime Minister Rama during a meeting with 300 young people who are currently employed in private business. According to Rama, vacancies are currently available for a wide range of positions, each requiring a different skill set and performance in different categories. Today, we currently seek 36,000 hard-working employees for our current position vacancies, said Rama. The Prime Minister also took a moment to warn that companies cannot avoid state tax obligations, suggesting that he is aware of more than 800 companies who work with two sets of account balances. We will implement aggressive programs to promote employment, said Rama. Pointing to reforms in education and public services, Rama said that they are getting results. However, he guaranteed that the government has drafted a special program to support employment. The chair for the Women's Integration Movement used a media statement to thank women who participated in the SMI's National Convention, talking about what she called a grave situation linking politics to crime. Klajda Joša said that these links have affected the finances of Albanian families. There were so many reasons that the hall was full yesterday. First, because it is necessary to end the political ties with crime, and the second, because the financial situation has become a great pain for every Albanian family, said Joša. Joša said that even the last hope, which was the 2018 budget, would only serve to further ruin economic hopes. The last hope that could be held was in the form of next year's budget. Unfortunately, this budget does nothing to improve the situation for our families. It is a budget that pushes the poor further into extreme poverty and continues to force the middle class and, even more concerningly, the youth of our nation to leave Albania, said Klajda Joša. The SMI MP assured that women and girls will not stop in their battle to break the ties between crime and politics. After the start of the first phase of the water reform, water supply officers have been marked by an influx of requests for legal connections. A statement was made by the Minister of Infrastructure and Energy, Damian Jiknuri, during a meeting with investors and donors, where he once again emphasised the government's objective for this reform. The main objective is that by 2018, each customer is provided with a contract and a water meter, regularly pays their obligations, and is aware of the value of drinking water, said Jiknuri. Jiknuri said that the challenge remains to reduce the significance of network loss, while underlining those families in need must be subsidised. The Albanian government has the utmost commitment to provide this service to vulnerable groups. In this context, it is assumed that the central government will subsidise minimum requirements, thus enabling the provision of this vital service, said Damian Jiknuri. In a meeting with the donors, Minister Juknuri requested their support from a technical point of view, assistance with the new legislation on water supply and canalisations, as well as management assistance for the entire enterprise system. That's all for our English edition this evening. My name is Alexandra. Please join me again Monday through Saturday at 6 p.m. for your local news in English. On behalf of Aura News, thank you, happy Thanksgiving and good night.